John, Rachel, Mark, I really want to stress how scary this pursuit was this morning. These people were on their way to work and school when this woman came onto oncoming traffic and crashed into them. Just behind me right there is the van that she was driving. It actually has Missouri license plates, and right next to it you can see that this gray sedan is just completely crushed. Now behind that sedan you might see a man in a red Angel shirt. That's actually the semi-truck driver who was behind the wheel of the truck that woman had climbed on top of. We did speak to him. He only speaks Spanish, but he basically told us that he's fine, that material things can be replaced, and that the woman actually tried to get into the truck, and he obviously refused to open the door. But we know that this all actually started around 4:30 this morning. The officers responded to a radio call of a woman causing a disturbance, and she actually used her car to back into officers, and then 2 officers were injured over there. That's what led to this pursuit here on the 405. Now, we saw her speeding, we saw her dodging cars, going the wrong way on the 405 here near Brentwood in the northbound lanes, and we saw, like John mentioned earlier, at least 4 or 5 pit maneuvers by police throughout the morning. Now, for those watching who may not know what a pit maneuver is, it's basically when a police vehicle forces another vehicle to turn abruptly by hitting it. The driver, the woman, eventually crashed into multiple cars here, which is where we're standing. Finally stopped. Again, she climbed on top of that semi-truck trying to get inside of it. It looks like the police officers did not deploy a taser. They actually were able to grab her, pull her down, and arrest her. But again, obviously a really scary situation out here because this all started around 5 this morning. People were heading out the door. We know that at least 4 officers were injured. We're hearing minor injuries. At least 1 person here on scene transported to the hospital, but you can just see the aftermath. I want to toss to sound that we have from a man who was driving this crushed sedan. He's bleeding from his mouth. He's here on scene. Let's hear what he had to say. Well, describe to me what you saw in the van. Did you see?
Well, we don't know nothing. Like, we don't see nothing.
I see you're bleeding here. Tell me about your injuries.
Well, just this boss I get.
Did you see the driver get out of the van? Because you said this is her van right here, right?
Yeah.
So what did you see her do? Where did she climb and go to? Did she go over here or?
No, she went on top of the van. So that's all I see. I couldn't come out at the time. My door stopped.
Back out here live again. This is another look at the van the woman was driving. You can see just how violently, how hard she crashed into this car here where that Rudolph was driving. Again, a mess out here. These northbound lanes are completely backed up. It took us a while as media to get here. The carpool lane is open, but just keep in mind, definitely avoid this area if you can, because it's definitely going to be backed up for hours. I'll send it back to you guys.